This is Kelly Hill, technology reporter for RCR Wireless News. I'm here today with Eduardo Inzunza, who is in business development for RF Test for JDSU. Eduardo, let's talk a little bit about what are some of the market drivers that you see right now in terms of what's going into the things that JDSU is working on.
Yes, hi Kelly. So one of the things that we're looking into the market in general is how LTE is going to be progressing. There are going to be new services coming up like MBMS. That's the multicast or multimedia services that basically operators are going to be able to broadcast new services like video in venues such as, stadium. So instead of having users requesting resources, spectrum resources, which is going to be expensive for the operator as well as the user, then this new technique or this new methodology of just broadcasting multimedia is going to be good. It's going to be good for the operators, and it's going to be also good for the users. So that's one area that we're seeing that more and more operators are going to be taking advantage of that capability, and so that's one area that is coming up. The other area that is going to be coming up, it's still as a progression in LTE, that's LTE Advanced. So it's more bandwidth, and for that more bandwidth, they're going to be basically using more spectrum, and also they're going to be using more antennas on a cell site. So effectively, they're going to be going probably 2, 4, 8 times more capacity of what they have today. And perhaps the third trend that we're looking into it is VoLTE, because VoLTE effectively is going to be the one technology that is going to be enable all the operators to reuse the spectrum that they are using right now for 3G. So they have to keep the 3G spectrum for voice, but as soon as VoLTE comes up, they're going to be able to transition all their customers from 3G spectrum to LTE effectively, and then they're going to have that additional spectrum that they can reuse. So those are kind of the three main areas. Perhaps the last one that we're seeing is that change in the architecture that the cell sites have. So conventionally, cell sites were using coax cables from the radio all the way up to the antenna.
And now it's fiber.
And now it's fiber, yeah. So there are kind of new techniques on how to test the, for example, interference with fiber-fed cell sites. And the trend is that actually most of the cell sites, and that's going to be in DAS or macro or small cells, I think all of them are going to be fiber-fed, because it provides a lot of benefits. One is the bandwidth that you can have between them, because actually now with having multiple technologies being served by one radio, it's going to be actually that's, I think it's called the multi-standard radio, that is basically going to be providing not only LTE but also perhaps UMTS, CDMA, all of it at the same time, and multiple carriers. So you need to have a lot of bandwidth, for which fiber is the best option to go with. And the other advantage of fiber is that you're not going to have those high reflections and high interference that you might get of the multiple connectors that you have on coax cable. So fiber provides a lot of benefits, but the trade-off is visibility. So previously, cell technicians and system performance engineers, they were able to connect instruments directly into the radio because they were having the RF access right there. Now with fiber and the baseband units, everything is fiber, so you don't have that access unless you look into the protocol and extract that RF information, basically extracting RF over the CPRI protocol. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things that actually we're introducing this time.
Yes, very recently,
event.
Yes,
yeah.
This week. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Well, thank you so much for your time, Eduardo. We really appreciate your insights.
Thank you, Kelly.